All right, everybody. So I just wanted to do a video for you all regarding HPV and cervical cancer. The reason I'm doing this video, it's been a long time coming that I should have released something on this, and I just got out of the gynecologist office and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I want to share my story. I want to show the grace of God, and I want to give hope to people. It's been a really, really long time coming. I should have been talking about this much, much earlier. A little background on me. When I was 22 years old, I went to the gynecologist and they told me that I had HPV and severe dysplasia. Now, for any of you who don't know what I'm talking about right now or know the medical terminology for this, HPV is also known as the human papillomavirus, and what that can do is cause changes to the cervix, which cause cervical cancer. So when it's left untreated and no one knows that you have it, you'll usually generally have no symptoms, and yeah, it can cause some complications, and you can get cancer from it. So here I was in this monogamous relationship. I had my daughter a couple years earlier, and I had a terrible experience with that. So I just didn't want to go back to the doctor. I didn't think I needed to when I was in this monogamous relationship, you know. But finally I went just because it was time for a checkup, and I'm sitting there, and he's like, "You need to come back in a week." So I'm like, wondering, I didn't think anything of it at the time, but I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go back, and he was like, "We have a problem." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean we have a problem?" And at first I was like, "What's wrong with me? Do I have HIV? Do I have AIDS?" Like, I instantly thought I was dying. And he was like, "No, you have some changes in your cervix, and we need to do surgery on you immediately." And I'm like, wait, like, hold up. First of all, I was 22. It just was crazy to me. I was like, why is this happening to me? You know what I mean? So I went and I had a LEEP procedure done, which is where they go in, and essentially it's like this big, huge wand, and they burn pieces of your cervix out, and they go in and out. And it's really, really, they say that it's non-invasive, but it is. And it's not good for you. So I wouldn't recommend that. I'm going to go into a lot more in future videos, but right now I'm just going to give you the backstory of what happened to me. So anyway, so I do what the doctor says. I go in, I have this procedure done. By the time that was done, that was in like November, so I don't know. I'm now at this time, I'm sitting there, and I get a phone call after the procedure is done. And the doctor tells me over the phone that the procedure didn't work, that I had CIN3, and that I was going to need a total hysterectomy by the time I was 24. I was working when this phone call came in. Why this doctor didn't call me into the office to discuss this with a young adult is beyond me, but I went into panic mode. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was freaked out. I thought it was a death sentence. And what scared me more than anything was the fact that I thought that I would not be able to raise my daughter. I thought for sure my life was going to end. Being a woman of God, I prayed and prayed and prayed. I was just lost. I didn't know what to do, but I just couldn't sit there fathoming the idea that I was supposed to sit there and just wait, because he told me that I needed to come back in 3 months, and they would do another pap smear on me, and they would see if it got worse or better. And I'm thinking in my mind, how is it going to get better? I'm just supposed to sit here and do nothing and wait to develop cancer? So for those of you who don't know about cervical dysplasia, that is what they call precancer in the cervix, and there's 3 stages to it. And so stage 1 is really mild, and it means that it's very non-invasive. So there's not that many changes to the cells going on in the cervix. By the time you get to severe dysplasia, it is pretty much all throughout the cervix, and it goes really, really deep. So that's when it can be an issue. And depending on how bad your severe dysplasia is, also known as CIN3, it could also be considered stage 0 of cervical cancer. So I was right there. I just began to pray. I took out every single library book that I could find. I went to my local library, and I just started praying to God to lead me to answers. Like, tell me what to do. Where do I go from here? What needs to be done? Because obviously medicine wasn't going to do anything for me at this point, and waiting wasn't an option. So what I found through my research very, very quickly was that your diet and your lifestyle has a lot to do with HPV and how quickly your body can clear the virus out. And I also found a huge link between meat. Yeah, I know people don't like to hear that, but there's a very, very big link between meat and cancer. So with that being said, overnight I changed my entire diet. I cut everything out. I got really, really healthy. If I didn't cook it myself, I wasn't eating it. I didn't even care if it was from a restaurant and it was supposed to be healthy. I wasn't touching it because I didn't know where it came from. Bottom line. I just had to start taking matters into my own hands and listen to, what the Lord was revealing to me to do, to live. So at that point, I did some more research and I started finding out that there were a lot of holistic treatments that could be done for cervical dysplasia. And lo and behold, there was actually a doctor in Chicago that you could go treat with. So I picked up the phone and I called him for some advice. His name is Dr. Leroy, and I would recommend him to anybody. I'll put some information down here for him. He had a lot to do with helping save my life, aside from the Lord. But nonetheless, I gave him a call and I told him what was going on with me. And then I decided I was going to go see him. And I called my mom and I told my mom about this. And I said, Mom, I'm done treating with these doctors. I'm going to go see a holistic doctor. I'm like, that's what I feel like I'm being led to do. I need to do this. She goes, I support anything that you want to do. Go and do it. Well, let's fast forward here. I treated with this holistic doctor for 8 months. Now, the normal patient would have their HPV and the abnormal changes to the cervix cleared up within 10 treatments, at most 20. It took him 24 treatments to clear this nasty virus out of my body. It was just insane. And I think that there was a point where even the doctor was getting a little worried that he was not going to be able to help me. And I felt so lost and scared during this whole process. I just didn't know what to do, but I just knew, God kept telling me, just keep treating with this doctor. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So, a year later, there I was. HPV was gone. Cells were normal. Everything was good. And I made it through. There's nothing bad for me to say at the end of this video, other than the fact that I made it through. I made it through. Any follow-up visit I've had, I've been okay. The HPV is gone. The cells are normal. And that can happen for you too. That can happen for you too. So I just want women who watch this video to know and understand that you are going to be okay. That you can heal yourself through the grace of God. Ask yourself, what needs to be done. Make the lifestyle changes that need to be done and get rid of it. And during this whole time, I wasn't in a healthy relationship. And I don't know if people are aware of the spiritual forces that have to do with the diseases that manifest into our physical body, but that definitely played a part. And your body isn't something to be played with. So if you have anything going on with you, I just want you to get down in prayer. I want you to ask for guidance and listen to God's voice and do whatever it is that He's telling you that you need to do to live a life of health. and wealth, because that's the best thing that we can have in life, right? Everybody wants money. Everybody wants, materialistic things. But let's be honest. Our health is number one always. And people really, really take advantage of that when they are healthy and that nothing's going on. There's a lot of people in the world that are sick right now. They need healing. And I'm here to tell you that you can take that healing. Healing is yours. And you're going to be all right. So if anybody wants to get some additional information from me regarding HPV, how you can treat it, what you can do, who you can talk to, I'm here. I would love to speak to you. Again, I don't know why I haven't done this video earlier. I've been meaning to make a video and post it for years, literally years. And I never did it. I never posted the video. And it's time to speak out about this. It's time to help people. And I have a company, it's called Flower Child Revolution. And through that company, I raise cervical cancer awareness. So I'll post a link to that too. And I think this is the beginning of something great. I'm going to start posting videos. I'm going to talk to you all. And I really, really hope that I can help people, because we go through things in life not to keep them to ourselves, but to make it through. And to be able to use those situations to help other people. That's it. Because after every trial, there is a triumph. And that's just it. So anybody who watches this video, I send good health upon you in the name of Jesus. I'm praying for you. And I'm hoping that you have the courage to sit back and let God do his thing in your life and get your healing. Thank you.